up the tree before my spirits fall again.
Fill up the stockings. I may be rushing things, but deck the halls again now.
For we need a little Christmas right this very minute. Candles in the window, carols at the spinet. Yes, we need a little Christmas right this very minute. It hasn't snowed a single flurry.
But Santa dear, we're in a hurry.
So climb down the chimney, put up the brightest string of the lights I've ever seen.
Slice up the fruitcake. It's time we've hung some tinsel on that evergreen bough.
For I've grown a little leaner,
Grown a little colder,
grown a little sadder,
grown a little older,
and I need a little angel sitting on my shoulder.
need a little Christmas now.
Good evening.
And happy holidays.
I'm Joe Cosentino.
And I'm Fred Walensky.
Welcome to our 6th theater night at Woodland Pond.
You like our holiday mural?
It's a picture of how Woodland Pond will look after the renovation.
And since the winter holidays are upon us,
If the emergency alarm goes off, everybody sing Jingle Bells.
no. If the fire alarm sounds, please stay in your seats until we are given the all clear, unless we are given specific instructions to evacuate, and then follow them.
And speaking of Jingle Bells, please silence your cell phones.
Tonight's show is a reenactment of the classic Mercury Theater radio show presentation of the classic holiday tale, A Christmas Carol. I have created a soundtrack of music and sound effects to enhance the performance and give you the feel of listening to the original radio show.
Fred and I will play all the supporting roles.
And I will play the leading role of Ebenezer Scrooge.
Which is typecasting.
How so?
Well, you are a bit cheap.
How am I cheap?
You wash, dry, and reuse paper towels.
Doesn't everybody do that?
No. And when rubber bands break, you tie them back together.
I don't like to waste rubber bands. That doesn't make me cheap.
You are tighter than a movie star's face after a facelift. You are so cheap that when you pass away and walk toward the white light, you'll shut it off to save money on electricity.
Okay, I get it. But Scrooge comes around by the end of the story.
Yes, I love the theme of A Christmas Carol. Ask all of your friends and relatives to buy you really expensive gifts.
That is not the theme of A Christmas Carol.
Says who?
Says Charles Dickens, who wrote it.
Spoke to Charles Dickens, did you? How old were you?
The theme of A Christmas Carol is that we all need to take care of each other. Those with more need to share with those who have less, especially during the holiday season.
So will you share the role of Scrooge with me?
Not likely.
I didn't think so.
The Mercury Theater was founded in New York City in 1937 by Orson Welles and John Houseman. After a series of acclaimed Broadway productions, the company earned national acclaim in 1938 on CBS Radio with the Mercury Theater on the Air, bringing classic stories to life with innovative sound effects and music.
Now imagine you're in the studio audience of a radio broadcast, and you're transported back in time to Mercury Theater on the Air's most cherished radio play, A Christmas Carol.
Jacob Marley was as dead as a doornail. There's no doubt whatever about that. The register of his burial was signed by the clergyman, the clerk, the undertaker, and the chief mourner. Ebenezer Scrooge and Marley had been partners for many years. A tight-fisted hand at the grindstone was Scrooge, and once upon a time, on Christmas Eve, old Scrooge sat busy in his counting house, a grim, cheerless place if ever there was one. The door of Scrooge's counting house was open so he could keep his eye on his clerk, Bob Cratchit. who, in a cold and dismal pavilion, worked at his leisure.
19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 26, 29, 9 carry 2.
Cratchit!
Yes, Mr. Scrooge.
Stop that infernal caterwauling!
Yes, sir. 9, 15, 17.
Idiots singing their idiotic Christmas carols at the door of my business. Children, get away from my door! Go somewhere else and bellow your blasted carols.
Why, Governor, it's an old custom at Christmas time.
I don't want any of your old customs. Bah! Humbug!
Merry Christmas anyway, sir.
Humbug! Cratchit, I want you to finish posting this letter. And after that, you can pop over to Partingle's and tell Ephraim Partingle you've come after the 17 shillings and sixpence he owes me. And tell him I shall have the constable over there if he doesn't pay up at once.
But, Mr. Scrooge, Mr. Parsifal's wife has been ill, sir.
How is that any concern of mine? I'm not the surgeon.
I just thought it being Christmas.
Christmas! You mention that word once more to me, Bob Cratchit, and I'll... A Merry Christmas, Uncle. A Merry Christmas, Bob.
Merry Christmas, Mr. Friend.
Bah! Humbug. Christmas a humbug, Uncle? I'm sure you don't mean that. I mean just that. What right have you to be merry? You're poor enough. What right have you to be dismal about Christmas, Uncle? You're rich enough. I shall retire to Bedlam, since I live in a world of fools. What is Christmas to you but a time for paying bills without money, a time for finding yourself a year older and not an hour richer? If I had my way, every idiot who goes about with Merry Christmas on his lips would be boiled with his own pudding and buried with a stink of holly through his heart. Uncle, nephew, keep Christmas in your own way, and let me keep it in mine. Keep it? But you don't keep it, Uncle. Well, let me leave it alone then. And why are you here? For a Christmas gift, I suppose? I come to wish you a Merry Christmas, Uncle. Much good Christmas has ever done for you, a pauper. There are many things from which I have derived good, by which I have not profited materially. I have always thought of Christmas as a time for kindness, for giving, charity. Though it has never put a scrap of gold or silver in my pocket, it has done my heart good.
Mine too.
Let me hear another sound out of you, Bob Cratchit, and you'll keep your Christmas by losing your situation. As to you, nephew, bah, humbug! I want nothing from you. I ask nothing of you. Why can't we be friends, Uncle? Good afternoon. Well, I tried. A Merry Christmas to you, Uncle. Good afternoon. And a Happy New Year, too. Bah! Humbug! And a Merry Christmas to you, Bob, and the missus, and to Tiny Tim.
Oh, thank you, Mr. Friend. Same to you, sir. Good day, sir.
Good day, Bob. Humbug! Talking of Christmas, and not 2 sixpence to jingle together in his trousers pocket. Bob Cratchit, what are you doing?
I'm only putting a bit of coal in the fire, Mr. Scrooge, since it's so cold in here, sir.
Put that coal back into the scuttle, Bob Cratchit. If you use coal at that rate, you and I will soon be parting company. There's many a young fellow who would like your situation.
I'm sorry, sir. My fingers were getting numb from the cold.
Then put on your mittens. See who's at the door.
Yes, sir. Good afternoon, sir. Is this the firm of Scrooge and Marley? Yes, sir. I should like to see the head of the firm, if I may. Oh, very good, sir. A gentleman to see you, Mr. Scrooge.
Huh?
Have I the pleasure of addressing Mr. Scrooge or Mr. Marley?
Marley's being dead these 7 years tonight. I'm Mr. Scrooge.
Mr. Scrooge, at this season of the year, it's only fitting that we who are less fortunate should solicit funds to buy the poor some food, drink, and means of warmth. Thousands of unfortunates are in need of common necessities, and hundreds of thousands are in want of the simplest comforts.
Are there no prisons?
There are plenty of prisons, sir.
And the workhouses? They're still in operation?
I wish I could say they are not, but they are, sir.
Ah, I'm glad to hear that. I was afraid from what you said at first that something had occurred to stop them in their useful course.
But it's nevertheless true that some additional provisions for the poor and destitute must be made. What shall I put you down for?
Nothing.
You wish to be anonymous, sir?
I wish to be left alone. I help support the establishments that take care of the poor. Let those who are badly off go there.
Many would rather die than go there.
Then they should do so and increase the surplus population. It's enough for a man to understand his own business and not to interfere with other people's. Mine occupies me constantly. Good afternoon, sir. Cratchit, show this gentleman out.
Yes, sir. This way, please. Sir, I couldn't help overhearing. I should like to contribute a twopence. It isn't much, but it's all I can afford. But there are others in worse situation than I. You're a generous fellow. I wish I might say so of your employer. Good afternoon, sir, and Merry Christmas. Merry Christmas.
Cratchit,
Yes, sir.
close the door.
Yes, sir. 24, 13, a new scarlet tippet for Tiny Tim, a hair ribbon for Belinda, 4, 7, 12.
Cratchit!
Yes, sir.
I suppose you'll want the entire day off tomorrow.
If it's quite convenient, sir.
It is not convenient, and it's not fair. If I was to stop half a crown of your wages, you'd think yourself very ill-used, I'll be bound.
Well, sir,
But you don't think me ill-used when I pay a day's wages for no work.
it's only once a year, sir.
A fine excuse for picking a man's pocket every 25th of December. But I suppose you must have the whole day. See that you're here all the earlier the next morning.
Oh, I will, sir. Thank you, sir. Good night, sir, and Merry Christmas.
Humbug! Bob Cratchit ran home to Camden Town to his family. Scrooge, on the other hand, took his dinner as usual, reading banker's notes in a dark corner booth at the tavern. After arguing about the bill, he made his way through the fog to his dark courtyard. After unlocking the bolts, he opened the heavy metal front door of the house, and he had inherited it from his business partner, Jacob Marley, and groped his way in the dark up the creaky, long, narrow stairs to his dark and dank bedchamber. He locked himself inside, took off his cravat, put on his dressing gown, slippers, and nightcap, and sat in an old wing-back chair before the low fire to take his gruel before bedtime. What I need is a good night's sleep. What's that? Someone's in my house. Who's there? Someone is outside my door. But the door is locked and double locked. Bah! Must be a humbug.
Ebenezer Scrooge.
What was that? What do you want from me?
I want much of you, Ebenezer.
Who are you?
Ask me who I was.
Who were you then?
In life, I was your partner, Jacob Marley.
Jacob Marley? But you died 7 years ago.
7 years ago this very night.
You are a Ghosts then?
What's wrong, Ebenezer? Don't you believe in me?
I do not.
You doubt your senses, Ebenezer.
Yes, because little things affect them. You may be an undigested bit of beef, or a blot of mustard, or a crumb of cheese, a fragment of an underdone potato. There may be more gravy than grave about you. I do believe you. I do. You are a ghost. Jacob, but why do you walk the earth? Why do you come to me?
It is required of every man that the spirit within him should walk abroad among his fellow men and travel far and wide to witness what it cannot share, but might have shared on earth and turned to happiness.
But tell me, Jacob, what is that chain you wear around your neck?
I wear the chain I forged in life. I made it link by link and yard by yard by my own free will. Is its pattern strange to you, Ebenezer?
It looks like cash boxes, keys and padlocks, ledgers and purses.
Yours was as heavy and long as mine 7 years ago. You have labored on it since.
Oh, Jacob, speak comfort to me, Jacob.
Comfort? I have none to give. 7 years of remorse, Ebenezer. There is no rest from my travels. No space of regret can make amends for one's life's opportunities missed.
But Jacob, you were always a good man of business.
Business? Mankind was my business. Charity, mercy, benevolence, they were my business. Ebenezer, I am here to warn you that you have yet a chance of hope to escape my fate.
You were always a good friend to me, Jacob. How shall I escape?
You will be haunted by 3 spirits.
Is that the only hope for me, Jacob?
It is your only chance and hope. Without their visits, you cannot shun the path I tread. Expect the first when the bell tolls 1.
Couldn't I take them all at once and have it over with, Jacob?
When the bell tolls 1, Ebenezer, look for the first spirit.
Marley! Jacob Marley! Scrooge awoke, lying on his bed, fully dressed. Suddenly, the curtains of his canopy bed were pulled aside with great force, and Scrooge found himself face to face with a strange figure, like a child, yet also like an old man. Its hair, which hung about its neck and down its back, was white as if with age, yet the face had not a wrinkle in it, and the tenderest bloom was on the skin. The arms and hands were long and muscular, as if holding the strength of the world in them.
Ebenezer Scrooge.
Who's that?
Ebenezer Scrooge, I have come for you.
Are you the spirit whose coming was foretold to me?
I am that spirit.
What are you?
I am the ghost of Christmas past.
Long past?
No, your past.
But what do you want from me? What brings you here?
Your welfare, Ebenezer Scrooge. Now rise and walk with me.
Oh, no, not out of the window. I'm not a spirit. I'm mortal and I'll fall.
Bear but a touch of my hand, and you shall be upheld in flight. Come, follow me.
Where are we? What's become of the city? And there's snow on the ground. Where are we?
These are the shadows of the things that have been. Do you recognize this countryside?
Oh, I know every inch of it. Every rock, every tree.
And that big building over there?
I was a boy there. Yes, I went to school in that horrible place.
Do you recollect that path?
I could walk it blindfolded.
Come, let us go closer. Look through the window into that cold, barren room. What do you see, Ebenezer Scrooge?
I see a boy.
A solitary child, neglected by his family, alone.
Yes, I see. I know that boy. Oh, it is me. I was so lonely.
Your lip is trembling, Scrooge. And what is that on your cheek?
It's nothing. I wish I... It is too late now.
What's the matter?
Waves came to my door singing Christmas carols last night. There was a poor, pale, thin little boy in a ragged coat among them. He wished me a Merry Christmas. Now I think I should have given him something.
And here comes a sweet young girl to take you home.
Fan! My dear sister Fan! Oh, she loved me so.
And when your beloved sister died in childbirth, you promised to look after her son, Fred.
Oh,
What is it now?
my nephew visited me earlier today. I wish I could see him now.
Come, Ebenezer Scrooge, let us see another Christmas. Do you know this place, Ebenezer Scrooge?
This is the counting house where I was apprenticed. Oh, it's my old master, old Fezziwig, hosting one of his Christmas parties. Pick your partner, corkscrew, thread the needle and back to your places. Oh, and there's my old friend Dick Wilkins and Jacob Marley. Oh, we were clerks together. And there's Mrs. Fezziwig, looking younger than any of them. And the tables all loaded with roasts, cider, and mince pie. Oh, what a jolly time we had.
That carefree young man with a light heart and infectious smile, do you recognize him?
Merciful heaven, I do. Oh, how happy I was then.
Fezziwig had spent only a few pounds of your mortal money to bring joy to all these folks.
Fezziwig's power to make us happy lied in his encouraging words and warm glances. Things so tiny that it's impossible to count them up. The happiness he gave us was greater than money could buy.
And yet you and Jacob Marley forced Fezziwig out of business as his competitor.
Oh,
What is the matter?
it's just that I should like to be able to say a word or two to my clerk, Bob Cratchit.
My time grows short, and we have yet another journey to make. Come. Ebenezer, here you are, in this little room, with a fair young woman by your side. Do you recognize her, Ebenezer?
No, spare me the spirit.
You're older now, a man in the prime of his life. Your face has begun to wear the signs of avarice. Your eyes are the restless eyes of a greedy miser.
No, please.
She knows it too. There are tears in her eyes. I matter little to you. I know that now.
Well, have I changed toward you?
When we were engaged, we were both poor.
Was it better then? Better to be poor?
Better at least to be happy. You've changed. You were another man then.
I was a boy. I've grown wiser. Have I ever tried to break our engagement?
In words, no.
In what then?
In a changed nature, in an altered spirit, in everything that made my love of any value in your sight. So, Ebenezer, I released you from your promise of marriage.
Hell!
Oh, at first it may cause you pain to lose me, but soon it will be dimmed, like a half-remembered dream. May you be happy in the life you have chosen, Ebenezer, for the new love in your life.
That's enough. Show me no more. Take me home.
One shadow more, come. Do you see this man, Ebenezer Scrooge? This man might have been you, and the woman beside him your wife, and that girl might have been your daughter, Ebenezer Scrooge. She might have called you father.
Spirit, let me go. Show me no more.
Listen now, while they speak, Ebenezer.
Belle, I saw an old friend of yours today.
Who was it, dear?
Mr. Scrooge. I passed his office window. His partner, Jacob Marley, lies at the point of death, I hear. There sat Scrooge, quite alone in the world.
Poor man, without a loving family.
Like ours, dear Belle. Spirit, I can't bear it anymore. Haunt me no more. Take me back. On the stroke of one, Scrooge awakened suddenly and sat bolt upright in his bed. He remembered the words of Marley's ghost and wondered how the second spectre would appear. 5 minutes, 10 minutes, a quarter of an hour went by. Then, as he sat in bed, he became aware of a great blaze of light which shined upon him from his sitting room. He got up softly and shuffled in his slippers to the doorway. Scrooge's sitting room had undergone a surprising transformation. The walls and ceiling were hung with green ivy dotted with gleaming red berries. A roaring fire blazed in the chimney. Heaped upon the floor, forming a kind of throne, were turkeys, geese, hens, sausages, mince pies, plum puddings, barrels of oysters, red-hot chestnuts, and brimming bowls of punch that filled the chamber with their savory aroma. Above them sat a jolly giant, wrapped in a red and green cape and holding a glowing torch illuminating Scrooge's face.
Come in, Ebenezer Scrooge. I am the ghost of Christmas present. Look upon me. You've never seen the likes of me before.
Your torch is blinding me.
Its light pours into the homes of the rich and poor alike.
Spirit, take me where you will. Last time I went against my will and learned a lesson, which is working now. If you have anything to teach me, let me profit by it.
Touch my robe, Ebenezer Scrooge, and our journey will begin.
Where have you brought me, Spirit?
To a humble dwelling in a humble street. Yet there is happiness here.
Who are these people? Who is that woman? And the children?
These are the family of your clerk, Bob Cratchit. His wife, dressed in a hand-me-down gown, lays the table for their Christmas dinner. Assisting her is their daughter Belinda. And the young man with the fork in the stuffing is Master Peter Cratchit. Next are the two little Cratchits. Listen, Scrooge.
Martha, my dear, Merry Christmas to you.
Merry Christmas, Mother.
How late you are, my dear.
I just finished my work in the clothing factory.
Well, never mind. You're here now. Sit down before the fire.
Where's Father?
He's been to church with Tiny Tim. They'll be along directly.
How is Tiny Tim, Mother? Any better at all?
Sometimes I think he is, and sometimes I think, oh dear, if Tiny Tim shouldn't get well.
Mother, you mustn't think of such a thing.
There they are. There's Tiny Tim.
Merry Christmas, everybody. Martha, welcome, my dear. Merry Christmas, Father, and Tim. Merry Christmas, Martha.
And how did little Tim behave in church, Bob?
Good as gold. I like church, Mother. Oh, they sang the nicest hymns. I do hope people saw me there.
Saw you there? Why, Tim?
Because I'm lame, and if they saw my crutch, it might be pleasant for them to remember on Christmas who it was made lame beggars walk and blind men see.
Oh, bless you, my son. But now it's time for our Christmas dinner. Come, take your places, and stuffing, dressing, and plum pudding for you all. Martha, make sure Tiny Tim's plate is full.
Yes, Mother.
Now, sit down, everyone.
First, Tim, shall we say grace?
Oh, Spirit, tell me if Tiny Tim will live.
I see a vacant seat at the table, and a crutch without an owner at the chimney.
No, kind Spirit, say the boy will be spared.
If these shadows remain unaltered by the future, Ebenezer, the child will die. Now, family, a toast. A Merry Christmas to us all. And God bless us, everyone. And now, I give a toast to Mr. Scrooge, the founder of the feast.
The founder of the feast, indeed, who pays you all of 15 shillings a week. Oh, I wish I had him here. I'd give him a piece of my mind to feast on, and I hope he'd have a good appetite for it.
My dear children, it's Christmas Day.
It should be Christmas Day, I'm sure, for anyone drinking to the health of an odious, stingy, unfeeling man like Mr. Scrooge. You know it is, Bob. Nobody knows it better than you, poor fellow.
My dear, please, it's Christmas Day.
All right, I'll drink to his health, for your sake, and the day's, not for his. A Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year to Mr. Scrooge. He'll be very merry and very happy, I have no doubt.
And I say, God bless Mr. Scrooge too, Mother, and God bless everyone.
The Cratchits were not well dressed. Their shoes were far from being waterproof. Their clothes were scanty, but they were happy, grateful, pleased with one another, and contented with the time. When at last they faded, Scrooge had his eye upon them, and especially on Tiny Tim, until the last. Much they saw, and far they went that night. The ghost of Christmas present took Scrooge to the Christmas dinners of miners, sailors, people in jail, others in the hospital, rich people, poor people. All celebrated the joy of the season, including Ebenezer's nephew, Fred, and his fiancée, who dined with their friends. Scrooge noticed his nephew wasn't laughing like the rest, as he whispered to his fiancée, "I wish my uncle were here with us."
My life upon this globe is very brief, Ebenezer. It ends tonight.
No, not yet. There are still more things I wish to learn.
It is now time for you to learn from another spirit, Ebenezer.
Scrooge looked about him for the ghost. It had vanished, and he found himself once more in his bed, in his dressing gown and his nightcap on his head. He heard the clock strike 1. and he remembered the prediction of his friend Jacob Marley. Then lifting his eyes, he beheld the third spirit, a phantom shrouded in black, draped and hooded, coming towards him slowly and silently, like a mist along the ground. You are the ghost of Christmas yet to come. You'll show me the shadows of things that have not happened, but will happen. I fear you more than any spectre I've seen. Why don't you speak? Where are you taking me? Why have you brought me back to Bob Cratchit's home again? But wait, it's not the same. Something is different. Why is it so very quiet here?
Mother, and Mother,
My little son, Tiny Tim, I loved him so.
it's endless time for Father to be home. Don't let him see you crying.
Yes, Martha.
He's late tonight.
He walks slower than he used to, and yet I've known him to walk very fast indeed with Tiny Tim on his shoulder.
So have I, Mother.
But our Tim was light to carry, and his father loved him so much, it was no trouble at all. Bob,
Good evening, my dear.
you're late, Bob.
I'm sorry, my dear. I went to the graveyard. It would have done your heart good to see how sweet and green a place it is. But you'll see it often. I promised Tiny Tim we'd walk there on a Sunday. Poor Father, dear. I'm trying to understand it. My little son, Tiny Tim, gone. And I loved him so.
Oh, Spirit, can't you give me one ray of hope that I may change the course of the future and Tiny Tim may live? Where are you taking me now? On a common street, Spirit? Who are those men?
I don't know much about it. I only know he's dead.
When did he die?
Last night, I believe.
It's likely to be a very cheap funeral. I don't know anybody who would go to it. Suppose we make up a party and volunteer to go.
I don't mind going if a lunch is provided.
Let's go to his house and help ourselves to his things. No one is ever there.
I'm right behind you.
Spirit, who is this man who died? Is there no one to mourn the poor creature? No one to follow him to his grave? Spirit, where are we now? Merciful heaven, a graveyard overrun by grass and weeds, choked by desolate, lonely, crumbling gravestones. Spirit, before I draw nearer to that gravestone, answer me one question. Are these shadows of things that will be, or are they only the shadows of things that may be? Why don't you answer me? What is that grave to which you point, Spirit? Oh, now I see. There's writing on the gravestone. The name is Ebenezer Scrooge. No, Spirit. I'm not the man I was. Why show me these things if I am past all hope? Tell me that I can change these dreadful shadows you've shown me by an altered life. I'll honor Christmas in my heart. I'll try to keep it all year long. I'll live in the past, present, and future. I'll remember the lessons they teach. Tell me, Spirit, that I can sponge away the writing on that stone. Spirit, I promise I'll change. Why, what's this? It's my own train. I'm home. I'm in my bed, in my bedroom. And the sun is shining. It's clear, it's bright, no fog. What a beautiful day. What a glorious day. Hey, boy,
Yes, sir.
what's today?
Today Why, it's Christmas Day, sir.
Christmas Day? Then I haven't missed it. The spirits have done it all in one night.
What's that, sir?
Listen, my lad, you know where the poulterer is on the next street?
I should say I do.
An intelligent boy, a remarkable boy. Do you know if they sold the prize turkey that was hanging in the window?
The one as big as me.
Yes, what a delightful boy. Yes, my lad.
It's hanging there now, sir.
Wonderful. Go there and tell them to send it to Bob Cratchit and his family on Broad Street. I'll pay the bill, but don't tell Bob Cratchit. Hurry, hurry, my good lad. And here's £0.50 for your trouble.
Yes, sir. And a Merry Christmas, sir.
And a Merry Christmas to you, my boy. Oh, I'm as light as a feather, as happy as an angel, and I'm as merry as a schoolboy. Merry Christmas! Merry Christmas to everybody, and a Happy New Year to all the world. My dear son, you, on the street,
I beg your pardon.
aren't you the gentleman who came to my office in regard to a charity?
Why, yes, sir.
Allow me to ask your pardon, sir, and will you have the goodness to accept the donation from me?
Lord bless me, my dear Mr. Scrooge. Are you serious?
Quite serious, and not a farthing less. A great many back payments are included, I assure you.
Well, my dear sir, I don't know what to say to such humility.
Don't say anything, please. Will you come and see me?
I will indeed.
I thank you 50 times. A Merry Christmas to you.
Merry Christmas, Mr. Scrooge.
The next morning, Scrooge was early at his office so that he could arrive first and catch Bob Cratchit coming late. And he did. The clock struck 9. No Bob Cratchit. 1:15. No Bob. Scrooge sat with his door wide open that he might see him come in. At last, he came in. His hat was off before he opened the door, his comforter too. He was on his stool in a jiffy, driving away with his pen as if he were trying to overtake 9 o'clock.
15 and 21, 6 and carry the 1, 24 and carry the 2, 31 and 8 and 9.
Bob Cratchit!
Yes, sir.
What do you mean by coming in at this time of day?
I am very sorry, sir. I am behind my time.
You are.
Sir, it's only once a year, Mr. Scrooge. It shall not be repeated.
Why were you late?
I was making rather merry yesterday, sir.
Well, I'll not stand for this any sort of thing any longer. And therefore, Bob Cratchit, I will raise your salary.
You will? Mr. Scrooge, are you quite yourself, sir?
No, thank heaven, I'm nothing like myself. Merry Christmas, Bob. A Merry Christmas than I've given you in many a year. I will make it up to you, Bob. I shall raise your salary, and we'll see what we can do for Tiny Tim and the rest of your family. Ha! We'll discuss it this very day, Bob. Make up the fire, and buy another coal scuttle before you dot another I, Bob Cratchit.
Merry Christmas, Mr. Scrooge.
A Merry Christmas indeed. Scrooge was better than his word. He did it all, and infinitely more. To Tiny Tim, who did not die, he was a second father. He doted on his nephew Fred. He gave to every charity. Scrooge became as good a friend as anyone in the village could hope for. Some people laughed to see the alteration in him, but he let them laugh, and his own heart laughed with them. And it was always said of him that he knew how to keep Christmas well. And so, as Tiny Tim observed,
God bless us, everyone.
Thank you for attending our theater night at Woodland Pond. It has been our pleasure to perform for you.
And thank you to our ushers, Dave and June.
Coming up in February is a stage reading of a play that Joe wrote called Neighbor.
Featuring Deborah Moore, backed by popular demand, and Ashley France from Dining, who has done a great deal of local theater.
In April, we will do a stage reading of one of Neil Simon's most popular plays, The Sunshine Boys, featuring a special guest star.
Deborah will join us again in June for a celebration of romantic comedies, including songs from La Cage aux Folles.
Those of you who need your walkers, please remain in your seats, and the ushers will bring them to you.
But before we leave, despite the fact that Fred and I live in a cottage a block away, let's all join in singing White Christmas.